Welcome to the Sophia Chang Show. Hello and welcome to May. It's Asian Pacific Islander American Heritage Month, or APA month, depending on whatever Wikipedia article that you happen to be looking at. I have a guest here today for our inaugural episode in the series. This is Asians in Hollywood, Asians in the media. And my guest is Lip Ho, who's a Gen Xer, because if you're a millennial, you can't be my friend. So I've got Lip, the Gen Xer here. He's a video game industry professional. So Lip, tell us a little bit about your background.
Thanks, Sophia. So technically, I'm actually a first-generation immigrant. So I guess for all intents and purposes, consider me an ABC, which for those of you that don't know, stand for American-born Chinese. Pretty much raised in LA, which, the West Coast is the best coast. I actually do have a Bachelor of Arts in Asian American Studies from UCLA. I'm just here to speak about my experience being an other in America.
So when we talk about Asian American, especially Asian American males in the media, the first question is, what Asian American males? The second question is, why are they always emasculated? And it makes me realize that nothing threatens white men more than an Asian penis. There is no other explanation for the emasculation of my boys, my men in media other than that. Kafka wrote the famous Metamorphosis where, Gregor wakes up and he's a cockroach, right? For us, we wake up and our men have had their penises removed in Hollywood. So, Lip, as an Asian American male, what is it like to have to wake up, turn on the TV, and have your penis removed constantly?
Well, Sophia.
It's bad, right? It's really bad.
I think I really didn't notice this until my early 20s, actually, in this movie called Romeo Must Die, where you actually had a famous mega superstar, Jet Li, who, for the record, at that time, I don't think he was actually a U.S. citizen yet. So technically, he's not even Asian American. But Jet Li basically totally got friend zoned by Aaliyah, and I think he only got a hug from her at the very end of that movie after saving her life multiple times throughout that movie. So I think that movie really kind of brought to the forefront that, like, wow, Asian American males, we don't get the girl at the end, even though we saved them.
It's like, thank you, Cooley, for your service, and now here's my laundry. Because at least Jet Li got to be a hero, a lead, somebody who wasn't a laughingstock, as opposed to all the caricatures that we had to deal with from the dawn of time.
I mean, some of my earlier memories, even prior to Romeo Must Die, would be like the unfortunate character of Long Duk Dong in the 16 Candles movie, played by his actual name apparently is Gary Watanabe, but he changed it to Getty Watanabe. But
just to be more Asian in Hollywood, I found that so fascinating.
Right? Yeah.
And you played the clip of Long Duk Dong for me. It was the most racist thing I'd ever seen in my life. I can't believe that was mainstream media.
Yeah, unfortunately, it totally was at that time. And I guess it was okay back then to be totally racist and stereotypical. What's interesting is he's represented as this like sex-crazy Japanese exchange student. Well, actually, I'm not even sure if he was represented as Japanese because, the character name is not Japanese whatsoever.
It's really not any name except for racist whatsoever.
Yeah. But he's represented as this sex-crazed character with a heavy accent as an exchange student.
And what struck me was how there were the reaction shots of the white people just laughing at him in his face.
Yeah. I think there was this scene of him at a dinner table asking about like what quiche is, I guess, and everyone just like leaning over and staring at him.
Yeah,
Which is
literally, he was
unfortunate.
in the hot seat. So even the camera's gaze was a racist gaze.
Yeah, exactly. Really, it wasn't until Sung Kang's character got with Gal Gadot's character in the Fast and Furious series. I don't remember which specific one, but I'm pretty sure that one was directed by fellow Asian American brother Justin Lin, where finally an Asian American male gets with the girl. So it literally took that long before that finally happened, and unfortunately to this day you really don't see that still happening very much. And the only other time that I can think of is a movie that like fellow Asians had to create on their own with Crazy Rich Asians, where it's like, wow, they finally represented some like attractive masculine male characters on the screen with attractive female Asian characters.
Although he was Hapa, which you almost never see Hapas being actually Asian. I think it's because he codes as Asian. Because when you actually see a lot of Hapas like Keanu Reeves, who I don't think he ever admits that he's even Asian.
Yeah, a lot of the quote unquote hot Asian American males that are actually in Hollywood really aren't viewed by mainstream media or just the public at large as even Asian American, like Keanu Reeves. I'm sure I could think of other examples that I'm not thinking of right now, but
we just don't even know they're Asian.
We just don't know. It's like how many full Asian males are there that are really recognized, and the only ones I can think of right now, off the top of my head, is maybe Daniel Day Kim. I was going to say Russell Wong, but technically
Hapa.
I think he's also Hapa. There just really aren't. I mean, I want to ask you, as an Asian American woman, what are the hot Asian American males that you can think of just off the top of your head?
Yeah, I literally can't name one that's huge mainstream. All the ones that I know personally because I was an actor, right? And so if I name any of them, they would just be people that I actually know. It wouldn't be like somebody that if you ask someone in Omaha, they'd be like, oh yeah, that guy.
Unfortunately, a lot of the representations of Asian American males that you see in popular culture or just mainstream media these days is still, we're either still the nerds or like we're the doctors or we're the kung fu fighting, whatever evil mastermind villains or something like that. And it's just all these horrible stereotypes that are super outdated. And we're like not whole human beings where we can't also be sexy and masculine and get the girl and just like any other whatever, like a white males.
I just want to thank you so much for listening to the Sophia Chang Show, whether this is your first episode, which is a fantastic episode to start on, by the way, or you've been listening since day one in 2018. Without you, I would just be speaking into an empty room, which is really weird. You can help me out by passing this on to your friends, leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen. I'm all over the place. I just want to thank you for listening.